Dun dun dun. Not a good sign.
Yeah, so not the greatest sight to see when you just buy a brand new bike. And as you know, I'm here with Blue. It's my 2019 Kawasaki Voyager. I just picked it up last year. It only had about 1,700 miles on it, so it was like just broken in. So not too much service has been done to it, if at all. This is something that you definitely want to take care of early before it becomes a bigger issue, and it's not something that's exclusive to Kawasaki, although I'm going to be showing you something specific that's very common with this bike. But you can find that with any bike maker, Honda, Ducati, Harley Davidson, and like I said, you want to catch it now before it becomes a really big issue. Normally, if you see fluid leaking, that's a bad sign. You may have a brand new bike and you're experiencing this and seeing a little bit drip down there, or you're smelling it. It's not a huge issue, and it seems to be a consistent theme with all bikes coming from the factory, especially brand new. And it's simply whoever is on the assembly line that is responsible for the hose clamps on, pretty much everything under there. Anything coming from the coolant lines, the hose clamps, I don't know if they missed their spec, if they have their, machinery wasn't in spec, I don't know. But it seems to be consistently missed. So with a new bike, or even if you're riding your bike for a while, you want to look at these things and maintenance them after a while. Things get shaken and everything, and things get loose. So I'm going to show you real quick, and it's not a really huge issue. I'll show you real quick. You can kind of get a little idea of what it may be by looking under here, and I'm not sure you're going to even be able to see, but yeah, that hose clamp right there, as you can see, it suspiciously has, that is making it not focus. Anyways, inside of there, hopefully you can see, I'm blind, I can't see it, but yeah, that hose clamp right there, as you can see, this might be your first step, is to look under here and see if you see any of these clamps with that residue. As you can see, there's a little bit of white residue around the front of it, and that's a clear indication that some liquid is coming out of there and drying up on the outside of there. So that's the main culprit with the Kawasaki Voyager in this location. There may be other locations, and you'll probably want to check all of these locations under here, and it's probably a good idea to take the tank completely off. However, for this one, because it's such a common one, I'm going to just tilt the tank up for now and take a peek under there and see what I can reach. If there are any other critical ones under there that I can see that I'm going to need to take the tank off, then unfortunately I'll have to take the tank off. But for this one, this is going to be your most common situation for this bike specifically. So I'm going to get in here and just tighten that up and fix that up real quick. And it's really simple with the Voyager, because it's got a really awesome seat release that is just key activated, so the seat pops off really easy, couple bolts, whole thing lifts up. I love this seat release, very simple, just a key spot here, push it down a bit, and everything just pops right off of there. Just for reference, it's a 10 millimeter acorn nut here, and then 12 millimeter bolts down here, 2 of them, then this whole thing will pop up. But before you do that, this little plastic ring here is going to pop out of here. As soon as you move this up and down a little bit, it moves, and this will just pop right out. Then you can lift that off, and this chrome piece. Also 4 millimeter Allen for these top ones. So as suspected, I got the tank just leaning up a little bit here, and this thing in here, as you can see, is hand tight. I can move it with my fingers. So what I want to do, that's good. Obviously that's the issue right here, but what I want to do is continue to loosen it a little bit more and bend this down so that it's facing kind of on an angle here so I can reach it. Anyways, it's enough for me to get to this one at least. I am going to be doing the plugs and everything for this year, so I'll wait. I'll be taking a tank off for that and be getting everything torqued down. So. But for now, this is the common one here, and like I said, I need something bigger than that, though. It can go up a little bit higher than that, and I can just get my tiny little wrench here. It's a 6 millimeter, by the way, almost impossible to own, almost as rare as a 10 millimeter, but yeah, it's a tiny little one in there. I was hoping I had a 6 millimeter wrench. I have ratcheting wrenches, and that would have been a lot easier. However, Doesn't matter because I'm going to change the position of it. All right, so I got it repositioned here. So now it's aiming this way, and I can reach it if it ever gets, loose again. But when like I said, I'm going to be doing the plug soon, and I may take the tank off and go through all of these, and maybe even replace them. These, I just don't trust them. Kind of cheap little ones. I'm going to put some replacement ones on there anyways. But for now, it's good to go. I was able to get in there and tighten it up. And again, these things are from the factory like this. It's a pretty consistent issue with the factory. And you should go through all of your bolts. Like all these little fasteners and everything on your engine. You should go through, look at the owner's manual, and get the torque specs for what you can find in there. And just torque all these things down and make sure they're good to go. It's going to save you a lot in the long run, because you don't want to be dealing with this on the side of the road, or it get even worse and just blow off of there completely and leave you stranded. So I'm not sure what's going on the assembly line with new bikes, but and also again, if you own your bike and you had it for a while, things rattle and shake and all that. So it's good maintenance as well when you get access in here. So anyways, guys, just a quick little video, a quick little fix. I see a lot of people that had these same little issues, and like I said, it's not exclusive to Kawasaki. This is with any bike coming from the factory. I guess if there's humans, there's going to be human error. So anyways, guys, I'll see you on the next one.